on day 4 of the London saw sharpening seminar, and everybody now, man, they're getting it. They're on it. All right, we are abrading metal. We're checking our work by holding a ruler up to the tips of the teeth, all right, to make sure we're sharpening into joint. Using a variety of files. Fran here is using a needle file. We're over here on a 12 ppi plate where Willem is using a 5-inch double extra slim file, and there he is checking for joint. Here we've got Adrian working on a coarser tooth saw, a little panel saw, using an 8-inch extra slim file, hitting these 8 ppi teeth, demonstrating excellent form. We got Matt over here working on, seems to be about a 7 ppi panel saw using a 8-inch extra slim file, getting in and cleaning up the gullets. We got my fellow North American Canadian friend here, Rick, working on his handsaw, looks to be about 8 ppi, 7 ppi actually, using an 8-inch slim file. He's got great symmetry going on, and right now all he's doing is knocking out the flats. And here we got the baby of the class, Mr. Tom, all 26 years old. How many beers did you drink last night, Tom?
6 or 7, I think.
Have you vomited yet?
Yes.
I'm glad to see you back in the game, buddy. And Mr. Don over here.
On it.
Former race car driver, machinist, pretty fascinating guy. How old did you say your kitchen was on that house you bought?
Well, the house is 1086.
1086.
Yeah.
My God.
Kitchen's newish.
All right. Well, anyway, we have an incredible array of personalities here in this class. They're all sharpening. We're having a good day today. So after hitting the convex side, Fran turned it around and hit the concave side. And what that does, it compacts the grain through the cross-section of the problem area, stretching the tooth line and making it rigid. The key is not to just hit the convex side. You hit the concave side, then you go back to the convex side. Now the tooth line is stretched ever so slightly and straightened. And that's how this works. And what we're doing here is we're hammersmithing the convex side of the plate where there was a kink toward the toe end of the saw. And what Fran did was hold a straight edge up to identify where the concave aspect of the plate began and where it ended. Then he translated those marks over to the convex side, and that's what he's tapping down now. And he's contracting the grain on the near side of the strike and expanding the grain on the far side of the strike. 1917. So this saw is over 110 years old. All right. And the question is, how do we retension this saw back? And like you would any other back saw, instead of hitting the heel and the toe, you're going to traverse it from heel to toe, about like this. And you can feel the plate shift up into the saw back by having your thumb and forefinger touching the underside of the saw back and the plate at the same time. So you can get that immediate biofeedback as to what you're actually doing to the saw. And then you just sight down it again, and it's pretty darn straight. There you go. How's that feel?
It's really good. The finish.
You sharpened that saw.
Yeah.
All right, well done, Fran. Put this all the way back at the heel end of the saw back. And then I'm going to take my torquing wrench, and I know I'm going to be in this neighborhood, and without making any sort of metal deformation, I'm going to gently tweak it to where I see that the saw back wants to straighten out the tooth line. And now, once I've located the area that I want to deform, I'm going to tweak I'm going to adjust the wrenches so I find the sweet spot, maybe about with my wrenches, about an inch apart. There we go. Now I'm going to make an actual deformation in the metal, as small and as minute as possible. Think of a chiropractor making a minute adjustment on your back.
They don't do gentle.
I'm going to be gentle Because what is it we were talking about? Brass, what? What was it we were talking about brass earlier?
Goes offshore.
The brass suppository. Yeah, okay. It's the dad joke guy. Yeah. All right. So now I'm going to make, so I'm going to, before I make the actual tweak, I'm going to put my hands down at the heel of the wrench, right? And now I've deformed it ever so slightly. Sometimes you have to chase it out a little bit by moving your wrenches elsewhere. And now it's true, it's straight. Okay. I'm going to back jacket, tape protect the saw back, because we're going to take these two 10-inch crescent wrenches. I've used 12-inch, 14-inch, 8-inch, and the dust settles on 10 inches, a useful size of crescent wrenches. And you want to break the edges with the mill file, because as you torque this wrench, you don't want the sharp edge cutting into your back, marring the cosmetic finish. So the first thing you want to do is find out where the center of mass for that convex bow is here along the axis of your saw back. So do you see how I'm pressing into it and it'll straighten out? Okay, let's give a couple of people a chance to do this, all right?